Hey, what's up, everybody? We're going to go through the NCAA picks of the day for January 30th, 2021. And we're going to go ahead and finish up all of the night games from 5 p.m. onwards. I don't think I actually picked any games in the 5 p.m. because so many of them are rematches, and the ones that are up right now I don't really like. So we're going to start off with Kansas at Tennessee. And this one's pretty obvious because to me, Tennessee's just kind of falling apart. Even though they beat Mississippi State, doesn't really matter. I still like Kansas. And Kansas struggled against TCU, but I'm going to take I'm going to take basically anybody against Tennessee until Tennessee starts proving themselves again. Especially Kansas. I like them. The next game we're going to go to is Air Force and San Jose State. This game occurred the other day. I took Air Force then and failed. So suddenly San Jose State is just winning games. I think they have two wins in a row. Look at them going, man. They have 4 wins on the season. They've had 2 of them in the past games. They're not going to win this one. I'm taking Air Force. And then also I'm taking the over on this. No, the under, because the last game they just played, so and they didn't score too many points. So I'm taking the under again because these teams are terrible too, so terrible teams don't like to score. The next game I chose was Virginia at Virginia Tech. Now, the reason I'm taking Virginia, and you guys, if you want to get Virginia, you're gonna have to jump on this because Virginia Tech's guy, one of their guards got arrested. So you're getting a pretty good deal here. You gotta take Virginia. I'm taking Virginia minus the 5. The guy appears to still be out according to this thing. So you gotta take Virginia here. You're getting a discount. Next up is New Mexico and Fresno State. This is another one I lost the other day. Because I took Fresno State and New Mexico lost, but they covered. So, and it's a back. I mean, it's a rematch from the other day. So I take New Mexico this time. All right, next game up: Oregon State at UCLA. UCLA is one of the best teams in the nation. Oregon State is not. Oregon State just got blown out by USC. So I would take UCLA minus the 11.5. Next up, Abilene Christian at Incarnate Word. Abilene Christian is amazing, and their defense is amazing. They're giving up 15 points right now to Incarnate Word. And Incarnate Word just lost to Houston Baptist by a lot. So they've got virtually no chance here. You take Abilene Christian and you take your money to the bank. Let me just take a look at the total. Wait, what is it? 130. I might take that over also. Next up out of these, I took Notre Dame at Pitt. I would take Pitt. Notre Dame hasn't been playing too well, and Pitt's pretty good. Notre Dame lost to that Virginia Tech team. They lost the guard. Pittsburgh's got some decent wins. He beat Syracuse twice. So I like Pitt here. I'm looking for another game. Where'd it go? Oh yeah, St. Joseph's at Duquesne is another game I picked, and I'm taking Duquesne because St. Joe's is a terrible team. They've gotten basically blown out by everybody. Duquesne's done pretty good against. I mean, they put up a fight against St. Bonaventure's. They beat Rhode Island. I mean, it's not great, right? But the problem is St. Joseph's is terrible, and they're losing by an average of 14. So I think you're fine taking Duquesne there. Next up, looking for another game. I really wanted to bet this Mississippi Valley State at Jackson State, but they're both so terrible. I just like betting against Mississippi Valley State and the over, but these teams are so terrible. I don't feel comfortable doing that. Where's this UNCG game at? Okay, so another game is VMI at UNC Greensboro. I really like VMI, but the problem is UNC Greensboro is really good. So you're in really good shape taking them. Even though you're giving up 9.5, which is a lot. VMI's offense is good. But you really just gotta look at their opponents and look at what they did to Mercer versus them. Um, I mean, they're really just clearing teams out. So I like UNC Greensboro here. And as far as Gonzaga and Pepperdine, you guys all know Gonzaga. They're the best team in the nation. I'm giving up the 22 points here, and I'm really just basing on that Gonzaga being awesome. Even though Pepperdine just beat BYU, which is really good. But they've played before. Gonzaga cleared them out then. Gonzaga's going to do it again, even though Gonzaga kind of took this game off a little bit, the San Diego game. And then I'm going to take the over too. I know it's really high, 163, but I feel like these teams are going to go at it a little bit, and then Gonzaga will cover. I always have to bet Gonzaga. I don't know why. So maybe you don't believe me because I'm a sucker for Gonzaga. Creighton at DePaul. I like Creighton a lot. DePaul is not good. And so I think Creighton's going to beat them up. And I'm going to give up the 9.5 to take Creighton over DePaul. Next up, we got Belmont at Murray State. Murray State's not bad. In fact, they had a good win. For Tennessee State, they were giving up 13 and they just beat them by 20, so that was pretty good. The problem is Belmont is really good. I mean, they should have won this game by more, but it is what it is. But take Belmont, give up the 3. You're fine giving up the 3 here. I really like Belmont in this spot. Next up, we're doing South Carolina at Vanderbilt. Now, South Carolina just had that great win against Georgia. Look at that. Just beat them up. So I like them against Vanderbilt. I think these are both crappy teams. But South Carolina showed that they can, that they're improving here. So I would take them over Vanderbilt. Next up, Utah at Colorado. Utah's not that good. Colorado's really good, but Colorado hasn't been covering lately. I mean, they have, but just barely. They've just been going slow. But this thing started out like 10 or something. People are taking Utah, so you're getting some value here. Colorado's a really good team. Take Colorado. Next up is going to be San Diego State at Wyoming. Now, San Diego State is one of the best teams in the country. What are they ranked? Are they ranked? They got to be ranked. Oh, no, they're not. But they got an insane defense. Look at that. And Wyoming's good. Well, and then they just played the other day too. So, and San Diego State beat the hell out of them. So San Diego State's giving up 17 and a half. I would give up the 17 and a half. I mean, Wyoming's losing to people like Air Force. And the other thing is they lost to Boise State both times. I think San Diego State's probably a little bit better than Boise State. So I like San Diego State giving up 17 and a half. They're not going to let this one go. They got to win it to prove themselves. So I like giving up to 17 and a half there. And lastly, Stanford at Arizona State. Stanford's getting a point and a half. I think Stanford's pretty good. I mean, they just beat Arizona, which is kind of crazy. And they beat UCLA. So to think that they can't beat Arizona State is foolish. So take the 1.5. So those are my picks for the night games from 5 p.m. onwards, 5 p.m. Eastern onwards. For January 30th, 2021. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and thanks for watching.